Hey guys, back at it again. It's just crazy. I've just been so excited lately. Like authentically. I'm not just getting excited because I feel like, you get those moments where it's just been a good day, and then the next day you're just kind of like, yeah, things happened, and it's okay, all that kind of stuff. Then you just get to the next day, and then you just kind of feel like you kind of go in this cycle of up and downs and stuff. But my last video, I talked about like this conference thing that I went with, that my mom invited me to, with Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins. And I'm actually not going to talk about them, but a lot of the things that they teach is really rewarding. And not in the sense that I just feel like, oh, I want to sell what they're teaching. It's more that I have this desire to kind of like put myself out there and tell you guys some things that's happened with my life and what I've decided to do and change, and how I'm able to find progress and satisfaction in my life. So last time I talked about like how I was writing a schedule, and it is crazy. I kept with a schedule. I found things that really helped me. I even based it off of my non-negotiable values of my life and how I would be able to keep those while implementing a action to progress and do things. And there's a thing that Tony Robbins talks a lot about this. There's a cycle of things to be able to continue to feel like you're progressing. And you could have potential, and we can believe in this potential, and it's great, and everything about potential is that it makes you feel good about yourself. And you can have potential to feel like you could do anything. Then you take action. And when you take action, all of a sudden you get results. However, he talks about that there's this missing piece, because, what if the results doesn't come out as the way as you expected? That maybe it gets worse results. Then you can sit there and be like, well, was my action done right? And if you think about that, it's like, well, is it possible that my potential is wrong? Like, do I not really have the potential? And I think the missing piece that we have in our life is having this certainty, is what he talks about. And I really like certainty, because certainty is kind of like a belief. It's an idea that's deep within us that tells us that we do have potential and that we can do this. And so when we go into the cycle of like, I do believe that I can do this, and I do have the ability, I have the capability, I have the potential to be able to reach it. And then you act upon it, and then you get a certain amount of results. And then when you really believe what you did was right and you were progressing and doing it, the results come out really well. Maybe it's not like 100% better. I always believe that even if it's 1% better, it is significant and it's really good. So, for example, as of lately, I've been doing a few things. For example, this is my calendar. So every day for the past 4 weeks, I've been writing things, and I haven't been perfect, but I've been filling things out, writing my schedule out, making a night routine, day routine, and all that kind of stuff. And I've just been checking off, doing it. And yeah, it's awesome. Now, some people could be like, oh, a schedule, it's so exhausting. Also, there's no originality. I can't do what I want. I almost kind of think like, well, then create a schedule that you want. Create originality in the schedule, but do a schedule. Create something with it. Do something phenomenal. Do something great. If that means you go do something great, but like write it in the day that you're going to do it. You don't have to be specific with the time. Just write the schedule and do it. It's kind of like and awareness. Like, I look at it and say, hey, did I actually do these things that I wanted to do? Oh, I did. And then I almost feel like I'm actually keeping responsibility, my own personal responsibility to myself. I really like that. Secondly, I have a book right here. It's a journal. And I have been writing everything in it. I mean, everything that I read, everything I listen to. It's probably not as organized, but I always had this feeling that, like, if I write as much as I can, the better that I'd be able to articulate things that I've been feeling and observing. And it has like quotes, it has things I've been reading, conferences that I've been listening to, and it is awesome. I mean, everything. It's not, like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just everything that I wrote. And it even has, because I'm a dancer, I even write down some of my choreography or warm-up stuff that I am creating in it. And because I have it in one place, I look at it and I see the progress and the feelings and the things that really do matter to me written down. And I can be like, wow, I'm actually doing something with it. I'm creating action. And with that, I'm seeing results. The results can be really, really small. So, for example, I've been still working out. I've been working out for the past, this is like the 5th week. Today I actually did 2 workouts. Typically I just do 1 workout, 2 circuits. Each circuit I do 3 times with a little break in the middle. This time I did the 2 circuits in this morning. I woke up early. But that's another thing which I'll talk about. And I felt like, hey, I have all this energy. So in the middle of the day, I actually took my son out to a walk to a park, and I did some pull-ups, and there's this arm contraption thing that I started like working on my arms, and did some of these jumps, knee stuff, and I went around the park 3 times working on pull-ups, and like did pretty much 3 rounds of 1 circuit of something, and I felt really, really good. Oh yeah, and I did ab workout. It's awesome. I feel good. And the funny thing is that I actually created a challenge for myself. And the challenge was, what can I do to be productive? And not just being productive in the sense of like have every minute of the day planned out. It was more like, what could I do today that would just top the things that I could do yesterday? Or what could I learn just even slightly more today? And I just feel good about that. Now, even if like I forget the thing, it's always nice to go back and then relearn it again. And I just felt like, yeah, this is good. This is rejuvenating to be able to come back and gain knowledge that I maybe lost, but then keep repeating. Repetition is really, really good. The more repetition you get, the more creative you can be. Why? Because it's like any type of technical coaching or technical skill that you have. You have to sharpen the tool over and over again to be able to become really pristine. As a dancer, we work on our basics constantly to be able to make sure it's right and correct. And then when we get really good at it, then all of a sudden we could start teaching it in a way that it's more effective and real, and people can see that I'm doing it right. Now, I'm not looking at perfection as being the result. What I'm looking for is that I am continually to always work on the basics and principles that are more valuable to me, so that when I tell people what to do, or when I challenge other people to do, they will continue to do it and do it. They're not looking for results. What they're looking for is continuous progression and happiness in finding a path to get better at things and always finding that path. It was really, really good. I really thank my mother for actually kind of emailing me to join this Build Your Brand boot camp thing that was with Tony Robbins. and Dean Graziosi, just the principles that they taught were really remarkable, and it built my confidence a little bit. I mean, I actually started doing this calendar thing and schedule thing before I even went to this build your brand boot camp, and I did see results. However, just going to this made me, I just realized that, like, wait, I have the knowledge. I'm already doing something that's right. And it was reassuring that I was on the right page. I was on the right track to be able to continue and do good with my life. So I'm actually going to do, right now, my son's taking a nap, and I'm going to, after this video, download it, and I'm going to get back to doing some reading. I'm going to do some more notes. I'm probably going to do some stretching. Now, a lot of people don't have all the time in the world as being, probably not being a stay-home dad like me, but maybe I have a challenge for you. And it's up to you, and you really need, it's up to you if you want to take the challenge, but I'm just saying, if you want to be able to just feel even 1% better in your life, why not just take a small challenge? Just do it. You know, you do have a certainty in your life, and that certainty is that either you're progressing or you're digressing. So, my challenge to you is, why not create a schedule that works for you? Now, that doesn't mean quit your job, doesn't mean to change your lifestyle totally. But what I'm saying is that if you find out you have free time and you have things that you want to do, put it in your schedule and execute it. Do it. Try it. And try it for a week. Try it for 2 weeks. Try it for a whole month. And then actually write down what you're going through and how you're doing it. And even if you have a bad day, I always say don't judge yourself, but I also like the principle of prejudgment. Don't prejudge yourself. You know, the prejudgment is like, well, if I don't do this, I'm not a very good person. Or maybe I didn't really do it because I was feeling this way. And you just have this pre-thinking before it really happens of saying that, it doesn't matter, I might not do it because really it's more about, well, if I did it without actually having any judgment, I could do something more with it. I can expand. And it's up to you to really decide what you want to do with it, you know? It doesn't hurt to be home and try something new. No one's looking at you and saying that, oh, you're an awful person. All of us have our issues and problems, and they're going to not necessarily look at you as much. And if they do, they're just doing comparison because they feel bad about themselves. So therefore, just improve yourself. One quote or one thing that stood out a lot this week for me is, in our minds, life is always going to be hard. And we have to face it head on. And depending on our belief and how we're going to face it, really does change the way that we look at our potential. So I always say this: do it not because you think it's right. Do it because you know it's right. Thinking about it gets you only so far. Doing it gets you a lot more farther. Anyway, I love you guys. You're going to see more videos. I am still working on my courses, building things that you guys will be able to look into and see. I'm going to have courses on dancing. I'm going to have courses on coaching and how to interact with people. And not only that, I'm going to have courses based off. I really do think the youth is our future. And I think there's a way that we need to be able to interact with the youth. So there's something that I'm going to, in the future, talk about that. And with my coaching experience and how much youth I've worked with, I just feel like this desire to help them, or maybe even help adults reach our youth in a certain way that's really beneficial and more beneficial to them, because they are our future and we really want to help them. That could be with parents, it could be coaches, it could be teachers. We got to reach out to our youth in a way that really builds up their confidence and their life. So I'm going on a rampage, but I love you guys. If you guys want to, you can subscribe, like the video, and tell people more about what I'm going through, or maybe what you're going through, and that you say, hey, I know someone that's trying some things and we're doing it together. And that's what I'm trying to do, is I want to attract people that want to do things together, to make a change in life by doing and exercising with a group of people. Now, I'm not doing it for necessarily for every other person. I am doing this to improve myself, and not necessarily to get likes and popularity. I'm doing it because I feel like if I improve myself, then I can improve a lot of people's lives by the experience I've gone through. And I want to do people to serve and give it to the knowledge that I have to others. So, love you guys. You guys are awesome. I feel good. I'm going to keep this up, and I'll tell you more. You'll probably be seeing, hopefully, 2 videos a week. I'm trying to do it on Wednesday and Sunday. So we'll see if I can keep up with that. If I don't, I won't beat myself up. But if you see that, I was like, well, he said he was going to do that. He's a failure. It's like, well, it's not that. It's just maybe something can come up, or I'm really just focusing on things that really do matter, and I'm prioritizing this. So, but I am doing this for all of you and for myself. So love you all. Have a great day.